Today we're going to talk about what an ISBN is. What do those little numbers mean? What exactly is an ISBN? When I released episode 4, which is about why not to use the CreateSpace ISBN, people wondered how they could release the exact same identical book with a different ISBN. Wasn't that number supposed to identify that book as unique? Then I realized we needed to look a little bit more at what exactly that ISBN stands for, because it's a little bit more than just an identifier for the book. It gives us a lot more information. So let's look at it here. ISBN stands for the International Standard Book Number. Let's look at a specific example. One of the first books I published was The 12 Steps as a Path to Enlightenment, and I used a CreateSpace ISBN for that book. I then, a couple years later, re-released that same exact book with my own ISBN, the Enlightenment and Simple Living Institute, or TESLI. What exactly is an ISBN? Well, here we have the 13 digits that make up an ISBN 13. The first 3 digits aren't very important. They're just a prefix thing, and usually it's 978 or 979. And it's easier to look at the rest of the numbers if we break them into sections. The first number is actually a number that corresponds to the language, in this case, English. The second grouping of digits corresponds to the publisher, and in this case, the 941894 corresponds to TESLI. The last couple of numbers is the book number or ID. This one was number 4. When I purchased my lot of 100 different ISBNs, I had book numbers from 00 to 99. So a wide variety, and this one happens to be one of the earlier ones, so I used 04. The last number is a check number, and we'll talk about that in a second. But let's compare the ISBN 13 to the ISBN 10. Now what we can see is it's actually very similar, but we dropped the 978. That first number corresponds to the language. The next 6 digits are exactly the same in both. And the last 2 that for the book are just for the book. The last number is different. It's a check number, but it's a different number. So what exactly is the check number? And you're going to wish you didn't ask. The check number, the last number of the ISBN, is the sum of the other digits, each multiplied by either 1 or 3 alternately, and then the sum is divided by 10, and then the remainder is subtracted from 10. Oh, so let's look at my ISBN. So here's the math that we do. That first digit is 9, we multiply by 1. The second digit 7, we multiply by 3. The 8 is times 1, the 1 is times 3, the 9 is times 1, 4 times 3, 1 times 1, back and forth, alternating, either multiplying it by 3 or 1. When we add all that up, we get 120. Now 120 divided by 10 gives you an even 12. Fabulous. There's a remainder of 0, and so that's actually the check number. But formally, you're supposed to take that number, the remainder, subtract it from 10, in which case you get 10, but since you're only allowed a digit from 0 to 9, they call 10 a 0. Hey, and it all works out. There's the check number there, and that's what we got, a 0. Fabulous.